Okay, so Marvel did that thing where they waited till everyone was at peak, screaming into Twitter, "Where's the Avengers 4 trailer?" And just before it tipped over into, you know what, don't even worry about it, they released it. So as always, let's get stuck into breaking down this trailer, including Easter eggs and things missed, maybe, who knows? That's just something everyone puts in these titles. The fate of the universe after the snap, who we can expect to show up, when this movie is set, what Thanos is up to in his retirement years, and more little and hidden things. Potential spoilers as always, but just so you know, I'm sometimes right, and I'm sometimes the opposite of that. Also, I've hidden 8 Hawkeyes around this video. Since in the last movie, he was also hidden from view, as in he was not in that movie. So maybe you can find all of them, bearing in mind there'll be no prize. But also I recently did a video where you can win a TV. That's not a joke, I'll link it below. Now I feel the need to state this up top, but the name of this film is taken straight out of Infinity War. This line in particular.
We're the Avengers, man.
Sorry, I mean this line.
We're in the Endgame now.
Now I presumed there'd be some kind of time jump between this and Infinity War, but it looks like it picks up pretty much directly after, with Tony Stark stranded in space. Some have speculated that he's alone, but I don't think that's true. It looks like both he and Nebula are on Peter Quill's ship, the Milano, though it is looking a little worse for wear. When Iron Man got that moon thrown at him, it probably did some damage, meaning it can't do that thing where it jumps about in space. Now, I'm fairly confident that they're on the same ship because this moment with Nebula, the interior matches up with what we've previously seen of the Milano. Specifically, these ladders. Also, a few people have sent this over to me on Twitter, at Mr. Sunday Movies, that in the background here, that looks a lot like the Milky Way. I don't know whether that's true. It all just looks like a bunch of stars to me, just like this bloody movie, mate. But if it is, that means he is impossibly far out. As far away from a delicious Milky Way as one can get. I mean, look, I don't really think they're that great. They're okay, you know, as a chocolate bar. They're fine. That Iron Man nano suit mustn't be self-repairing, which I thought it might be. We saw it being whittled away by Thanos in the last movie, and it's still in pretty bad shape. Also, Tony Stark must have raided Peter Quill's wardrobe because he's wearing a brand new singlet, minus any stab wounds he may or may not have received. That doesn't really add anything to the narrative. But what was I gonna do in this video? Underanalyze a trailer? Come on! Now, there is the question of, how is Iron Man gonna get out of this one? Well, this is a universe where anything is possible, so there are multiple options. Let's run through a few real quick just now. Firstly, he gets himself out. He is a genius who's so smart he doesn't even need to wear a jacket in the cold vacuum of space in a ship with rapidly dwindling oxygen. Could be rescued by that of Captain Marvel on her way back to Earth after being paged by Nick Fury. I talk more about her in my recent Captain Marvel trailer breakdown video that I'll link below and at the end of this if you want to check it out. It's all linked. It all ties in. There's also others in the galaxy that could get a bead on the Milano, including Kraglin or other members of the Ravagers. Thor also has a magic axe that can instantly transport him anywhere in the universe. I mean, it would just be a matter of knowing where the Milano is specifically, but I'd imagine Rocket would have a fair idea of how to pinpoint its location. We've also had this image of Pepper Potts posted in an Iron Man armor. In the comics, she suits up as Rescue. There are no weapons on this suit, as it's strictly used for things like disaster relief. And Man Stranded in Space Forever, that fits into that category nicely, I feel. There's also a chance that the rescue is quantum energy related. You know that thing being collected at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp?
The collection unit activates when you decouple it. It should automatically start absorbing quantum healing particles.
We'll talk about that more in a bit, but if you have a theory on how Tony Stark escapes, I'd bloody love to hear it. And so would he, I'd imagine. If he wasn't fictional. Okay, so let's talk about the world post-Thanos. Apparently, according to the young adult book, The Cosmic Quest Volume 2, Aftermath, an absolute Kraken read, presumably I haven't read it, that event that a lot of people are referring to as the Snappening is actually called the Decimation. And here's the thing, the people on Earth don't even know what happened. The Avengers neglected to mention why half the people and trees and dogs and bananas... Wait, are bananas technically alive if you pick them off a tree? I mean, they still have seeds, right? Can you grow a banana plant from just a banana, a single banana? Anyways, according to Kevin Fieri, I'm never going to stop making that joke, it affected all life in the universe. So presumably, from the giant space whales down to the microscopic organisms. I'm not sure why they wouldn't have just told everybody what happened. I mean, how does it change things if people knew? What are you protecting them from? Half of everyone is dead anyways. Besides, I don't know what a regular person would do with the information of how it happened. Hey Glenn, you know how your dog died plus your mate Phil? Yes? Yeah, well, it was a 9-foot tall purple space alien with a magic glove. Well, where is he? Yeah, nah, he's gone. We don't know. Yeah, Your beard makes you 15% better looking. Thank you, yes, it's true. So here's a quick recap. Here's all the main players that lived and died as a result of the snapping, the decimation of half of the things everywhere. Alive, we've got Captain America, Bruce Banner, Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor. You'll notice that all of these are the core Avengers team from the Avengers, minus Hawkeye, of course, whom of which we will return to. On top of that, we got Nebula, Okoye, Ant-Man, War Machine, Rocket Raccoon, Valkyrie, Ramonda, M'Baku, the Grandmaster, May Parker, Pepper Potts, Howard the Duck, Kurt, maybe Everett Ross, Eric Selvig, One Broke Girl, Jane Foster, and Daryl.
Good news, Daryl survived the snap. Bad news, a lot of my co-workers didn't, so I'm working Sundays.
Bear in mind, some of these have been confirmed by the directors and some by the actors themselves. As for who died, we got Bucky, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Peter Quill, Drax, Mantis, Groot, Falcon, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Hope Pym, Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, Nicholas Fury, and Maria Hill. Gallagher Guy is also confirmed as dead, snuffed out right before he hit his all-time high score, which is absolutely tragic for a guy I presume had a really important job revolving around keeping a flying battleship in the air that he never actually seemed to be doing. Shuri, whom I believe was previously confirmed as alive, is now missing, along with Spider-Man and Ant-Man. We know Spider-Man is dead. He's very dead. Scott Lang is alive and trapped. For a bit, but that Shuri thing is new information, and it also leaves the door open for a different leader of Wakanda. Seems that I think she's technically next in line for the throne, and until someone decides to challenge her on the edge of a waterfall, which could still happen, but a pile of ash versus a man with a spear, that is a very short fight. However, though, we are neglecting someone who we know did survive, that being Thanos. And it's been confirmed by directors the Russo brothers that wait, hang on. Wild bananas prior to domestication do have seeds, but like seedless grapes, humans have found and cultivated seedless mutations. So now all banana trees come from cutlings, and there are no seeds in the fruit. The little brown specks in banana are the vestiges of seeds that did not develop because of the mutation. Oh, there you go. But it's been confirmed that the Infinity Gauntlet did some serious, irreparable damage to Thanos. The combined power of all 6 stones took its toll on both him and the gauntlet. There's actually a split second right before he jumps away from Thor where he uses it to heal his chest, which means between that and teleporting, it still works to some extent, but whether or not it's fully operational remains to be seen. We get some classic space wheat stroking, invoking every Sword and Sandals movie made post-Gladiator. It's good to have it back, as well as Thanos' armor on a scarecrow, which is ripped right from the comics. We caught a glimpse of this in the last film, and we can see now that it's the same armor from that film, as well as when it's in the flashback sequence, but a different armor from Guardians of the Galaxy and Age of Ultron. So yeah, he has different armors, which means absolutely nothing. But what was I gonna do? Underanalyze this trailer? Now, Hawkeye, he surprised everybody by not appearing at all in Infinity War. So everyone's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth favorite archer was nowhere to be seen outside of this promo photo. All the information we got about him in Infinity War was that he was still under house arrest for helping Captain America punch an airport until everything fell down and exploded. However, on-set photos and Jeremy Renner's Instagram, plus him actually showing up in this trailer, mean that he's definitely, almost certainly, probably going to be in this one, as Ronin. In the comic books, Ronin is what Hawkeye becomes when his family is murdered. So kind of like the Punisher, but, you know, with arrows. This new outfit has the sword and colouring of the Ronin comic book outfit, and though we only briefly see it from behind, it's probably got a similar mask. I get the sense that from this, some time has passed since earlier moments in the trailer. I mean, he's out in the world, Japan it looks like, in a brand new suit. That's probably not possible in a day. I think what's going on is the opening is set right after Infinity War, and then we're going to jump forward a bit in time. Literally, because of quantum energy and time vortexes. Those two are linked, and they also open the door in this universe for manipulating space and time. Janet Van Dyne even warns Scott Lang about this very thing at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And don't get sucked into a time vortex. We won't be able to save you.
Speaking of Ant-Man though, he shows up to everyone's surprise after being presumed dead, and he also brings with him a van with a quantum tunnel in it. I'd imagine that's going to be very important. But how did he get out? Well, I guess he got himself out considering he is by himself, though I would love it if Michael Pena was the one who saved him. But I think this movie is going to involve what's left of the Avengers skipping through time, righting the wrongs of Thanos. There are some spoilery set photos that may hint towards this very thing, but I might discuss that this week on my podcast, The Weekly Planet, out Monday. Please come along, please listen. It's an okay show. The whole moment though, the exchange that goes, this is going to work, I know it is. I think that might definitely, possibly, who knows, be referring to this jaunt through history. I think we're going to get the return of some characters previously made dead, including Peggy Carter. That compass, by the way, we've seen before. It's the same one he has in the first Avenger. So that's a nice little callback. If they do meet up again, though, it's going to be weird because he kissed her niece. Remember that? It was very upsetting. It felt weird, right? Also interesting to note, Steve Rogers is wearing his Winter Soldier Captain America suit. He'd been banging around in the same one since Civil War prior to this. His shield, you know, the Captain America shield, the famous shield that he gave up to Tony Stark. I'd imagine this is probably being housed in this new Avengers facility. So I think he's going to get that back, and I can't help but think a lot of this film is going to lead up to this moment from the comics. What's going on with Thor, though? I mean, he's definitely thinking about how he should have gone for Thanos' head and/or balls. Minimal Thor in this trailer, though, makes me think we might be getting less Thor in this movie all around. I obviously don't know that for a fact, but I think a lot of this film is really going to be a Captain America movie. It doesn't really get a hell of a lot of play in the previous one, and it's been said that those we got a lot more of in that get less this time around, and vice versa. Okay, so before jetting off, I should mention that these Marvel trailers have the tendency to deliberately mislead audiences regarding what will happen. Characters are removed or put back into scenes. Some scenes were seemingly made only for the trailers. Others are spliced together in ways meant to misdirect.
He can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
And eyes are removed. So what I'm saying is a lot of this is subject to change, which is good, because despite going to great pains to figure out what will happen in this film, potentially ruining it for myself and others, I like going into a film and being surprised, like I was for a lot of Infinity War. So what I'm saying is, this is my very last trailer breakdown until Spider-Man, which I think is coming out tomorrow, and then probably literally every trailer forever.
Oh, God.
Alright, that'll do it. Did you find all the Hawkeyes? Someone probably did. Also, is there anything I've missed from this trailer, or any additions you'd like to add? Could be your own thoughts, Easter eggs, whatever you want. I'd love to hear it below. Also, as mentioned, there's other videos on my channel, including that one where you can win a TV, the Captain Marvel trailer breakdown, and also an upcoming Spider-Man Far From Home trailer video. So you can subscribe for that, or follow me at Mr. Sunday Movies on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to get any and all updates. Also, this Monday morning on my podcast, The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows, we're getting right into all these trailers, plus the big reveals from the Game Awards. That is linked below. Thanks for watching this. I appreciate it. Take care. Na, 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 na.